Hello students, today we are going to start the chapter Class as Basis of All Computation. The first topic is what is an object? What is an object? This is you have learned from the previous classes. What is an object? Object is an instance of a class. It is an real entity which consists of its own characteristics and behavior. Object is a real entity or identifiable entity that consists of its own characteristics and behavior. Object encapsulates state and behavior. The state of an object is represented through its value. Each state has its own value. The value can change. Suppose a switch is an object. It can have two states, either on state or off state. Behavior means how it behaves. Data abstraction. What is data abstraction? The act of representing essential features without including the background details. Abstraction refers to, so a class represents an abstraction. Encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Wrapping up of data and member function into a single unit is known as encapsulation, and that single unit is called class. Yes. Abstraction and encapsulations are complementary concepts. They are complementary concepts. Abstraction focuses upon the observable behavior of an object, that is the what is important and what is not important. It focuses on the important thing of an object, whereas encapsulation focuses upon the implementation that give rise to this behavior. So how it can be implemented to get this behavior. Encapsulation is most often achieved through the information hiding, which is the process of hiding all the secret of an object that do not contribute to the essential characteristics. So encapsulation can be achieved through information hiding, that is your abstraction, act of representing essential features without including background details, that is information hiding. Encapsulation is a way to implement data abstraction. Encapsulation hides the details of the implementation of an object. That is why it is said that encapsulation is a way to implement data abstraction. Implementing objects. There can be two objects, real world objects also, software objects also. Real world objects has two characteristics, physical characteristics and behavior. Software objects has state and behavior. Just go through it, okay? Just go through it. State and behavior. State is maintained through variables or data items. Behavior is implemented through your member, methods or functions. Data members or functions. State is implemented through data member or variables. Behavior is implemented through member functions or methods. They have given a diagram showing that real world means entity, it has attributes and behavior. In software world, the attributes is represented through data and behavior is represented through method. And objects communicate with, these are variables to hold data called member variables or data variables. The value of this member variables define the state of an object. The value of the member variables define the state of an object. There are member functions or operations or methods that define the behavior of an object. That is, an entity will have attributes. An entity will have attributes which is represented through its data members, and its value is represented through as state. Data members value is represented as state, and entities behavior is represented through member functions or methods. Member functions or methods. We know that in object-oriented programming, the data is hidden. The data cannot be directly accessed to the any other function. So when the objects needs to interact with one another, they pass request information to one another. So how does the objects communicate means, when they want to communicate with each other, they pass message to each other. This interaction is known as message passing. Through message passing, two or three objects communicate with each other. That is, objects interact with one another through messages. For example, this is a raw material, this is a one department, account department, and this is a one department. So if this department person needs information from this department, he has to give a message. That is, he has to request that I need an object or property or data from your department. So the person from this department will process the request, and according to the request, he will give the value. He will return the value. See, please tell me how much raw material is purchased for this month. Here is the memo for this. So he will pass a message by request, that is value being passed as the argument. So it will be received by this department. The raw material purchase is given in the document I am handing over to you. So he will again pass a message by returning the value. So objects communicate with each other by passing messages to each other, because data cannot be directly accessed through objects only. It can be accessed by calling the methods. Data in the object oriented program is hidden. Only the function that operate on the data can access these functions. So objects, there will be two objects, suppose. So it will pass request to access the data to this object. This object will verify this request and send the result to it. So it, by passing messages, it will get the data. No one from outside can access the data. What is a class? Now moving to what is a class. We said object, data. What is a class mainly? Class is just a blueprint or a template or a conceptual blueprint. It just give an outline of how the objects will be look like. That is, a class is a blueprint that consists of group of objects that share a common property and behavior. Class as abstraction of set of objects. A class represents an abstraction. What is meant by a class represents an abstraction? What is abstraction? The act of representing essential features without including the background details. So what is meant by a class represent an abstraction? Because suppose you take one class, flight or aeroplane. This is my class. Okay, this is my entity. According to each person, the important things will be different. For traveler, he will see the refreshment and window seat. For an aircraft maintenance engineer, he will see about the fluids, engine, etc. For a pilot, weather report, traffic, everything is important. Rest everything is unessential data. So for each traveler, for the same entity, the important data will be different. That is, a class represents an abstraction. For a single entity, there can be many definitions. According to the perspective of the viewer. So according to the traveler, the flight entity has a different important details. According to an engineer, for the flight, it will be different important informations. According to a pilot, regarding to the flight, it will be different importance. So according to the perspective of viewer, a single entity can have many different types of abstraction. Did you clear the point? That is, for a single entity, according to the perspective of viewers, there can be different abstractions. So a class represents an abstraction. A class is a named software representation for an abstraction. An object is a distinct instance of a given class that is structurally identical to all other instances of the class. This you can omit. Just you have to learn a class represent an abstraction for each entity. According to the perspective of viewer, there will be different definitions. Now we will move to the importance of a class. Importance of a class. A class actually represents an abstraction where characteristics are implemented through data members and behavior is implemented through the methods or functions. The importance of an class. What is the importance of a class? They are again and again repeating the same thing. Class is a blueprint. It has a set of attributes. It has a set of behavior. How you construct that behavior. Objects are instance of a class. That class cannot exist alone. So an object represents, it's just a blueprint. So object represents a class. That is why object is called instance of class. Now, very important topic. Class as basis of all computation. Why it is said class as basis of all computation? You can see from here. All Java programs consist of objects. Yes, all Java programs consist of objects because an object represents a class and it consists of data and behavior. An object consists of data and behavior that interact with each other by calling the methods. Each other by calling an object. All Java programs consist of objects that interact with each other by calling the methods. What they are saying is, suppose in my classes I have two objects. This is my OB1 and this is my OB2, and I have a data in OB1A and I have a member function hello, and in OB1 I have a data B and I have a member function hi. Okay, suppose my object OB1 needs data of B. Suppose my object 1 needs data of B. It cannot directly access the data because data is hidden. Only through objects you can access the data, and objects communicate with each other by passing a message. So it will passes this message to object 2. And since data is hidden, it can be accessed only through the member function that operates on it. So hi can only access this. So object 2 gives a request to the hi, and hi will process the request and it will give the data to the object 2 and it will give back to the object 1. So all Java program consists of objects, that is data and behavior, that interact with each other by calling the methods. So they interact by each other by calling the methods. All data is stored within objects, which are our instance of class. So all the data is stored in the object. See, you can see I have drawn in object 1 I have data member and member function. Object 2 also have data member and member functions. So they have they consist of the data members and member functions of all the classes. All data is stored within the object, which are the instance of class. That is why it is said object represents a class. See, without class there can be no objects. Yes, without class you cannot have an object. Without blueprint you cannot have an object. So without objects there is no computation. Why without object there is no computation? Because all the data is stored within the objects. So if there is no objects, there will be no computation at all. Take place in Java. Thus, class form the basis of all computations in Java. Clear about why it is said? Because all Java program consists of objects and object consists of data and behavior. They interact with each other by calling the methods. All data is stored within the objects. All data is stored within the object. So if there is no class, there will be no objects. If there is no object, there will be no computation. So automatically it is said that class is the basis, class forms the basis of all computations in Java.